Good morning, I'm John Ellsworth, founder of Success Strategies Incorporated and the creator of the Success Strategies Advantage, and I want to welcome you to today's presentation, which I have entitled, Do You Know the Rules of the Game? Do you know the rules of the game? These are tough economic times, but you know what they say, in spite of the rising inflation, higher interest rates, and almost all costs that you and I are facing in our businesses going up, increasing, so to speak. Maybe it's tougher to be more optimistic, but I think we need to remain cautiously optimistic. And remember the old expression, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And the key is, if you want to succeed, that's exactly what we need to do. It's times like this that author Tim Ferriss, the author of the 4-Hour Workweek and numerous other books, says that we must know the rules of the game. He refers to an old Chinese proverb which says, if you must play the game, you need to decide 3 things at the start. Number 1, know the rules of the game. Number 2, know the stakes of the game. And number 3, know your quitting time. All 3 of these are good advice. So you might be asking yourself, so what? Here's what needs to be focused on. Number 1, know the rules of the game. In this case, with the economic challenges we're going through right now, I think it's crucial, more so than ever, that we understand finance, that we understand how your cash flows are operating in your business, the cash inflows, the cash outflows, the timing of those, and what we have for expectations in terms of cash flow. Number 2, along that same line, the rules and understanding finance, we need to remember how important banking relationships are right now. So they are very crucial to support us through these difficult times. But I think it's also important that we provide our bankers with the information they need to make smart, well thought out, wise decisions that can help us move forward. Rule number 2, the stakes. Know the stakes of the game. In Taekwondo, it's important that if you're going to do a board break, you have to go through the board. You have to focus on getting on the other side of the board, not just hitting it, because anybody can hit it, but the key is if you hit it and don't go through it, you could really injure yourself. So I think it's important that we do have this going through the board mentality. And today, when we promise something, for example, as I mentioned earlier to bankers, when we say to our loan officer, we're going to do such and such a thing and we're going to try, you may not hit every objective you try, but we have to plan to do it. Not exercising the fortitude to get as far as we possibly can and do the very best we can, it's just unacceptable. So it's kind of like going through the board in Taekwondo board breaks. We have to get to the other side of this. Rule number 3, the quitting time. Know when the game ends. I've had very few clients over the last 25 years at Success Strategies Incorporated who have who have left. The ones that did leave were primarily a case of wanting to retire. They're 70 years old and it was just time that they just felt the need to slow down, maybe didn't have anyone to pass the business on to in their family, so they decided to retire. So do you want to continue? That's great, but if not, then build a plan to get out at what I would call the most optimal time, most optimal for you as an individual, as an owner. Now remember, the key is these 3 steps, knowing the rules of the game, knowing the stakes of the game, and understanding what the proper quitting time is. Those can pay big dividends, especially in tough economic times like we're going through right now. So I would suggest and recommend that you know these 3 rules and watch for opportunities. Because as former running back for the Chicago Bears, a great running back named Gale Sayers said, when you see them, you head for daylight. And he was referring to an opening in the line where his blockers were making space for him. He would say, head for daylight. I would suggest maintain your focus, and this tough economy, this too shall pass. We will get beyond that. Again, I'm John Ellsworth, founder of Success Strategies Incorporated and the creator of the Success Strategies Advantage. I want to thank you for listening today.